everybody, it's Thursday, July the 9th, and it's almost been 3 weeks since my last garden overviews. And wow, this hat has certainly seen its better days. I think you can see that right there. People, the sunshine, if we had any sunshine out here, would just be lobotomizing my forehead. So yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. If only I had another hat. Wait a minute. What was that came in the mail today? Ah yes, this is what came in the mail today, right here. And yes, I always open my mail in my garden, doesn't everybody? But there we go. We have a Hell's Canyons Adventures hat. Straight from PappyStu. Right here, Hell's Canyons Adventures. This is for winning his Elvis contest with my rendition of, I can't even remember what the hell I sang anymore. Oh well, anyway, I sang something and I won. So there you go. Thank you, PappyStu, for sending me this most awesome hat. As you can see, I certainly did need a new hat. And it looked like I could be kicked back on the beach at Key West or somewhere. Yeah, that's the look I'm going for. So anyhow, yeah, let's unscrew this camera off my tripod here and get started on this garden overview. Here we go. Corn is really looking good. As you can see here, it has last Friday, this is a Thursday, last Friday it first started silking out. So 3 weeks from last Friday, I will have ears of corn right where, of course, these silks are. So that's how long it takes on average from the time it starts silking out is 3 weeks. And each of these stalks here, which altogether I shall have 1 to 300 stalks approximately, and 2 ears per stalk, 600 ears of corn. Minus what the crows get. The crows have been nuts this year on stuff, so yeah. And here's my beans that I've got planted. The beans that's planted in these, especially the first 2 rows of corn, continue to look just totally awesome. I don't have any blooms on them yet, and that's one matter of concern, but I think they will eventually have blooms on them. Let's just walk through this corn here for a minute. I'll speed this up. Well, here's the beans right here, and as you can see, they're winding up the corn here. It's about as far as they go, like about 2 to 3 foot up on the, and they'll wind around these ears. Even I'll have to be careful whenever I'm pulling my ears, not to mess my beans up. Okay, wow, it is a jungle in there. So yeah, there's the corn and bean situation, I guess. So the corn is like really high. That first 2 rows, it's probably close to 8 foot tall, definitely over 7. But yeah, and second 2 rows, of course, is about a foot shorter. Beans didn't do quite as good in them, and then the third 2, I don't know, it's a couple of feet shorter there. Believe it or not, the crows did this to this one particular stalk of corn here a few days ago. That has left it where people could see. It's still basically green because they left a little bit of a deal there. They're just doing it for their own entertainment, I think, because there's no food value in that crow for them to just hack off a nearly full grown ear of stalk of corn as far as, you know, diameter goes. But yeah, it's kind of weird that they're doing that. They've whacked off my corn, a few stalks. I'll show you my scarecrow here in a minute. I had to put up a scarecrow where my okra is. They were pulling my okra up out of the ground. For the first time ever, they have never ever pulled up okra out of the ground. They've never whacked off full stalks of corn. They've never whacked off squash plants. They whacked off one of my squash plants. But yeah, they've just been going nuts this year for some reason. All right, let's get started on this tour. I'm talking too much. All right, here's me pepper. Some kind of chili peppers here. And believe you me, they are hot. And here's my banana peppers. I've just eaten the banana peppers because the banana peppers have really been tasty. and they've got just about the right amount of heat in these hot banana peppers. Not too hot and not too not hot. Okay, here is some bell peppers. I always let unless they're gonna break the plant down, which this is actually pretty heavy on this plant here. I've got 3 of them. All of them's about the same size here. Pretty big peppers there. And you know, the plants ain't really all that big. These are the miniature type of bell peppers here. And like I say, I always like to let them turn orange. And here's some more bells. It's a little bit smaller, but as you can see, these plants there are the biggest plants I've got, and those are some really nice plants. And then here's some sort of chili type peppers. I like these because you don't have to really support them. They're low growing, so they're not something that falls over. But as you can see, there's this like gajillions of peppers in there. Whoa, I didn't even mean to do that. Let's not zoom in. But anyway, lots and lots and lots of peppers of whatever kind these are. All right, here's my tomatoes that's on the fence. Actually, they're doing reasonably good. I've had about 3 ripe tomatoes off of them already. The ones on the upper side of the fence are doing better. The sun comes up from that direction there, and as you can see, the tomatoes that are on the side where the sun comes up are in fact quite a bit bigger than the ones on the side where the sun goes down. So maybe we can ascertain from that the plants like morning sun. Morning sun is more important to them than the evening sun. I guess it's important to get, you know, heated up and get all the dew burned off of you right first thing. We'll say that anyway. But anyhow, of course, my theory on this was that I would pinch out a lot of the runners here and give my plants good circulation. However, and I did pinch out a lot of the runners to start with, but a lot of my tomatoes on the bottom got sun scald because they didn't have enough protection from the sun. So I'm not going to be pinching out quite as many runners, maybe no more, because the growth of them has not been too lush until just recently. I'll show you my biggest tomato here. Let's see, and I knew this was going to happen, of course, whenever I planted it. It's kind of an inevitability when you plant on a fence like this. You're going to get some which are stuck in the fence. So this is my biggest one, and yeah, it's just stuck right there in the fence. So I've been watching that, and any that come close to getting stuck in the fence, I kind of pop them out where they won't be getting stuck in the fence. But I've got mainly just a lot of green tomatoes in here of various sizes.